welcome to episode 66 of Checkpoint Chat. This is only the sixth time we have a double-digit episode number.
The what?
Six, because we go 11, 22, 33.
So fancy.
Have to make it special.
We have to theme it every time, yeah. Next week will be the
67, so we're 3 away from 70. That's why it's special.
It'll be the 67 minus 2 naughty episode.
Yes.
And thereafter, we can do it forever.
Naughty episode.
Episode 72, the naughty episode plus 3.
Exactly. Episode 169, 100 away from the naughty episode.
No, yeah, 100 after the naughty.
I like to call it
the naughty episode because this is a family-friendly show.
Yeah, exactly. It's naughty.
Yeah. So, you busy dying? It's great.
Yeah, I've been dying the whole week.
Invited me
sickness.
into your germ-riddled
It's funny because last week when we recorded, it was on the Saturday, and I was feeling like, you know, like when you get that scratch in the back of your throat, you're like, oh no.
That's when I grab a scarf. I'm like, I will battle this with warmth.
So then I had my company's year end that evening, and I got hella drunk. And then I kept going in and out of the venue, and I didn't realize how cold it was.
And your drunk texting was great.
yeah, that too. So then I woke up on Sunday with a hangover, but a hangover that I thought felt way worse than it should have been. And it turns
your
out
dogs felt it apparently, because the moment you mentioned hangover, they're like, oh no, not again.
And then so I woke up, I had this hangover, and then it was because I had fever as well. I thought I was going to die. I really thought I was going to die. Like, I was in the car, Shani was driving me around to like the chemist and whatever, and she said I just looked so sad. I just looked like really like sorry for myself.
Have I ever told you about the one time so this is like years ago, I didn't even have Luna yet, it was just Lupin. Woke up one morning, he was sleeping on the bed. I was like, oh hey Lupin, and I touched him and he like meowed in pain.
Oh no.
It's like, oh God, what happened? And it, honest to God, looked like his arm was broken. His one leg was broken. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know how he got back into the house, but something was wrong. He had broken a
So he had broken...
He had broken or fractured a limb, yeah. So we took him to the vet. It's a very sad start to the story, but it's so funny. We took him to the vet.
Yeah.
They put a cast on him.
Yeah.
They put a cone on him, and he just went home, and he sat in a corner and he stared.
Because I can imagine a cat is like... with a cone and
oh, God.
He must look so unhappy.
So my sister and I, we were like... Shame, poor Lupin. But we were in hysterics. We couldn't stop laughing because he just literally arrived home, stood in the corner and just stared. He's like, I hate my life.
Because I don't think I've ever, like I've had cats, but I don't think I've ever had to put a cone on them. So I don't know how they'd react.
I mean, imagine like dogs, they're really like, please get this off me.
Yeah, exactly.
Cats like to clean themselves. He couldn't clean himself.
And also cats are finicky. Like if you put something on them, so many cats have like run away because they can't get this thing off and they'll just keep running.
He was miserable. And
a cast on his leg.
And a cast, yeah, because he had actually fractured or I don't know what happened. To this day, he just arrived like that. Then weeks later, when we took his cone off, because it was like irritating the shit out of him, eventually we took it off. He ate through his cast and pulled it off.
He ate through his cast?
Well, not ate it. He like bit through it and he got rid of it. But his arm is, is it an arm or a leg? A leg. His leg was better by the...
Well, is it the front or the back?
It was the front.
It's his arm.
It's his arm.
He punches with those arms.
He stands up proudly.
Mike Tyson, Kevin
street fighting.
Fuck that guy up.
Oh my God. Yeah, it is just... I always think of that story though because as sad as it was...
That's horrible, yeah.
Just that he was in the corner feeling so sorry for himself. Like,
and you're like, Lupin, and he just looks at you.
Just like, I hate everything.
Yeah, no, shame,
Can't clean myself.
I can't imagine a cat like immobilized like that. Because I've often put... we try to put jerseys on some of our dogs. And some of them, like, they don't dig it and they try to take it off. Some, you put on the jersey and they just stay still. Like, they'll just stand there. And you can leave them there for half an hour. They
What
will
is
just
this?
stand
What
there.
is this foreign object?
And only when you take it off, they, like, move again. It's like, what the fuck?
The mobilizing jacket is off. I'm free.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. It's like they feel so uncomfortable. They're like, I'm going to stay as still as possible and maybe it will go away.
Just fly away. No.
It's like if a snake is, like, slowly eating you. It's like maybe if I stay still, he'll only eat half of me.
Loosen the grasp a little bit.
Oh my God. And then I can slink through.
You can just get out of here.
Oh,
Where did the snake come from?
Where did the snake come from? I'm in my house. How did this happen?
Jeez, like,
Yeah, so I've spent most of the week ill. I spent a few days at home and then went to work. Man, going to work sucks because like the medicine made my head all cloudy, so I didn't feel productive at all. Like,
you might as well just stay at home, honestly.
yeah, I went the Wednesday, and I honestly do not remember a lot of what I did that Wednesday.
Neither do any of your colleagues. Like,
yeah,
you came in, you just stared at the wall in the corner.
You just stared at a painting at this fern.
Why are you wearing a coat? What's
going on? And then also like the aircon fucks with me so badly. It's
our aircon at the office. It's so annoying because we get those really cold winter days. Although this winter we had was mild. But anyways,
mild AF.
When it's slightly cold, there's a handful of people in the office that grab the aircon remotes and they just pump that shit up to
fuck those people.
30 whatever the hell
fuck
it is.
That.
You walk into a sauna and then you walk out.
Gross.
Oh yeah. I sit next to a window. Thank God. So I just crack it open like cold fresh air.
I don't even know where our aircon control is. I don't think it's controlled. Because sometimes I'll be like, man, it's real cold. And then by the evening, it's like, it's fucking stuffy in here. Who's changing this
but
thing?
we have I suppose 2 or 3 controllers roaming around the office.
Oh, God.
And
It's like
it is a fight. People say, it's so hot. Where's the controller? And everyone just looks like,
not here.
We don't know. I've had it once where John Michael has literally the best seat in the office. He sits right in the back corner. No one can see what he's doing on his screen, but he can see the whole office.
Watching porn.
So, sometimes when I go sit next to him to do some work, he just looks at me and he holds up 2 aircon controllers. Like, I've got them. Ain't nobody changing shit. It's ours.
I don't like him anymore. He didn't like my joke.
Wow, which joke?
The joke that I sent you. I can't even remember what the joke was. But I remember you messaged back. He's like, he just exhaled forcefully.
Oh, I'll find it.
God, it was a good joke.
I liked it.
It was something to do with knees.
I'll find it. All right, let me just get through this wall of gifts I sent you this morning.
Yeah, my bad. I left Matty locked outside.
I nearly died.
Because my alarm system of 4 dogs outside didn't recognize that he was here.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, hang on, you do our rigmarole.
Rigmarole. So, it's checkpoint chat. Talk about video games. Matty put me on the spot, so I'm not prepared for this.
Wait, hang on, I've got it.
I didn't segue at all.
So I said, you sent something to me. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, what was it?
And then I showed it to my colleagues, and Bertie's like, that's hilarious. Evan says, that's not funny.
I remember what it was.
Fig says Taylor. Taylor said Fig, no. John Michael says, what's this? Oh,
you have to explain the joke.
I know what it was. It was
that Disney.
It was the Disney thing. No. He reads it. He's like, "What's this?" And he goes, "Dis."
Nee.
Disney. Then he goes.
It was so good.
It was hilarious.
I think it was a tweet. I just saw it. It was like Diz and then a picture of a knee.
It was somebody had the word Dis tattooed on their knee.
So good.
But it was one of those things I showed, because even I was like, what? Dis?
Disney.
Disney.
Dis hairy
And
knee.
everyone has the same reaction and go, what? Dis?
Like, oh, that's so dumb.
But it's so clever. I hate it.
Yeah, it's checkpoint chat. Talk about video games. We've got lots of video games to
Sorry
talk
to
about.
put you on the spot like that.
It's been
great.
video games central these past few weeks. Man, like...
Yeah, we've been playing... I feel like last week...
Last week was our
quiet, like,
yeah. Hey, Gears of War pop. Hey.
Yeah, it's Super Mario Maker, which is still really good.
Still
I'm
very
playing.
good, yeah. I really like that viewer level that you
yeah,
posted.
so it's cool. I streamed I think that's my stream game. I really enjoy it. Because even though I'm not like a big time streamer, I capture my stream like, hey, I'm playing viewer levels, and random people pop in and say, hey, here's my code, and I play it, and people sit, even though I died millions of times, people just sit and watch. I'm like, okay.
That one was really well designed. It was like a Flappy Bird.
It was really good, yeah. And
really good.
The dude who popped in, I mean, I think I was the second person to finish it, or the third person, because he said he had finished it and he had watched another streamer finish it. And the completion rate was 0.15% or something.
Holy crap.
So like, I think 300 or 400 people had finished it, and then
I think people hate the little ice block things.
Look, when I started, because when he sent it to me, or she sent it to me, I was like, okay, I'll try it. Okay.
Yeah.
I died many times on those first few ice blocks, again and again.
Because you slide so easily.
You slide off, yeah. And then I was like, oh my God, like, this is a really hard level. But then that's when that little dopamine hits, when you start figuring out a little bit more every time, and you start stringing it together, and then it's muscle memory. By the end, I mean,
that one jump you were so close to fucking up.
Yeah,
so
you know how many times I screwed up before? You become the little tanuki, and you have to, because remember, you've got that momentum. If you lose it anywhere else, you don't have the ability to fly anymore. So that screwed me a lot. But so we were getting sidetracked. It's for the listeners. This was a level that was basically a Flappy Bird inspired Mario level.
But it was really clever because the first half of the level was like, you didn't have the tanuki suit, so you were jumping on little
It's just jumping
icicles.
between the pipes, and
you had to time your jump. The icicle would go down, and you'd have to time your jump through the pipe.
And remember, because it's a little icicle, the surface is slippery.
But it's cool because it's teaching you the rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get the tanuki suit.
But what is cool, though, is that it's amazing how games like that, you just learn. Because when I was done, it was second nature. I was just jumping, timing, not even thinking about it. Only at the end, I was like, shit, I need to get this time.
I like at the end, you're like, I nearly got the world record. And I could hear in your voice, you're like, maybe I should do it.
Maybe I should. Yeah, I was like, I need the second, third person to finish it. I could have gone back, but just getting it at one time. But Super Mario Maker 2 is still a good time. I'm definitely going to stream it more because I shared that level. And what I found funny though is you see that I shared that one level. It's like a minute. You're like, that was quite cool. You don't see the hour before that of me dying repeatedly, just doing stupid things, getting further. But I played a lot of other levels, and honestly, I'm gobsmacked at how awesome that game is with community-wise and how people have been so creative.
Yeah.
I mean, even last week, a good example was, so the first time I streamed it last week, a guy came in, dropped a level, and then I started it, and they were like, oh, you clearly don't know how to do the mechanic for this level. I was like, I don't. I'm new to this game. So this person is like, oh, don't worry. I've made a tutorial level that teaches you this mechanic. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
And it legit was a proper tutorial level where, so the trick I was learning was, I think that it's called a power drop. You get those little power blocks.
Yeah.
So the trick is to hold it, and then you have to drop it and time it that you can actually land on it and jump off it.
I've seen that bullshit. I hate levels like that.
So it's a thing of like, you can't just do it. You have to sit and practice it. So this random person had made a full-on level of, the way they did it to make it for the player to like repeat again and again to get it right. They put a door at the bottom that just you go through it and you start at the top again.
Oh, it resets.
Which is very clever. It resets that whole area again, so you don't like have to load back in. Whatever.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
And it was cool because it's the same thing, and this is why I enjoy these games. When I started, I was like, I can't do this, and you get it right once. And I'm like, oh, okay. Then like the muscle memory kicks in, you just almost always know how to do it. And then so it was like the basic jump against the wall, drop the block, jump off it. It's cool. Then the next one was like
to get like that little
just a little Then the next one they did was like, okay, now we want you to do that, but you need to do it twice.
Oh Lord.
And then but the thing is you just learn. Like, because then once I completed the tutorial level, I went back to another level that used this trick. And I was just doing that thing like it was natural. But I just thought it was amazing that this one person made a proper tutorial level. It's so clever. Like, I'd never have thought of that.
That's very cool. Like, hey, this mechanic is like, because it's weird, like esoteric Mario stuff that people have figured out.
I mean, the only other way you would learn that's at another level, you'd have to just die repeatedly. Whereas this was a clever,
you'd never even know.
You'd never know.
It's like possible. Like,
but this person thought, shit, I'm just going to make it so that you can reset quickly and try again and again. And now I know how to do that trick.
It's like, because I've never played Super Mario World, so only through watching streams I've figured out that you can when you do that
spin and bounce off shit.
Like, if you don't know that, you look at levels, you're like, this is impossible.
Yeah, how do you do this?
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
It's a good time though. I'm really enjoying that game.
But you're more into like the playing than creating?
I haven't dabbled with it. I've played a little bit of the creator with Lenska because that's her thing.
Her forte.
Yeah, she played a bit of Mario's, like, it's making me angry.
Oh, is it?
So like, okay, try the creator mode, and she loved it. She's like, this is cool. But the thing is, in the creator mode, there are like tons of tutorials.
Yes.
So I actually want to sit and learn. Like, anyone can make a basic level. Like, I'm going to put platforms here and a pipe.
It's teaching you more like the UI. Like, hey, if you want this thing, go there. If you want this thing, go there.
Yeah. But I think there are some tutorials there that teach you. It's like how to make like an engaging level.
It does. It gives you an idea of like level pacing, sort of.
which is really cool.
Good because people don't realize how difficult it is because they look at like a Mario 1-1 and they're like,
it's so easy.
Yeah, it's so easy, but like pacing it correctly and thinking about all the different elements, it's tough. And when it's tough and you don't have guidance, like you immediately go, I can't do this. So it's cool that it's cool that there's some guidance to help people there. It's really, really nice. I just love, like you said, you found out that Matt Thorsten, the designer from Celeste, makes Mario
also
levels.
made it. And it's so funny because I've played maybe 3 of his levels, and maybe just because I know it's a creative Celeste, but in playing them, I'm like, yeah, this is a dude who made Celeste.
Tell,
they're just some little subtle things that I picked up. I'm like, that sort of thing was in Celeste. That's just been brought over.
Did he
to
make
Mario
a strawberry out of coins?
God, I wish he would.
They've been so good.
He's got a ton of levels though. The one of them. So I did 2 of them. They were low percent clear rates. I was like, shit, that's going to be hard. And it took me a while to do it, but I did it. But there's one that's like 0.0 something % complete rate, and it is hard as hell. I'm like, shit, I'll come back to this when I'm more of a Mario master.
I remember when the first Mario Maker came out. I think it was Polygon who ran a series where they got a lot of different game designers to create levels in Mario Maker, and just seeing like their difference of approach.
Tools,
like some people were making straight up platformers. I know Nina Freeman, who works at Fulbright. Is it Fulbright? Make Gone Home and Tacoma and stuff.
Yeah.
She basically made like a narrative Mario level, which was like a first date.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's like, it's so cool seeing inventive uses of this thing that's like not meant for that.
Yeah, I saw the other day, somebody made a level. It was basically a music quiz level. Like, how does this work? And what happens is you land in like one of the worlds, whatever, and you hear a tune play, like just the first 2 seconds, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have there are 3 or 4 of those little blocks you can stand on that fall away, and above them there's an icon that's being recreated that represents a game.
Okay.
So she might have put like red and blue blocks that are designed like a Pokeball.
Oh.
Okay, so you'd be like, I think that song's from Pokemon. If you stand on this platform and you go down, if you're correct, you'll go into a pipe to warp to the next world. If you're wrong, you just fall and you die.
Oh, okay.
But it's so clever because I think there are 5 of those, and it's all like there's a Mario tune, a Zelda tune, Pokemon
That's
tune.
so cool.
And it's like
It's a music quiz. Yeah.
How did you think of this? It's really cool that you can interpret those simple tools in so many different ways.
I just wish that, because like I've read now, I think 2 articles where Mario, like really big creators are finding ways to break the rules of Mario Maker, and instead of Nintendo encouraging that, they're banning.
Oh, they're banning them. No,
it's like,
that's not cool.
It's the same thing that happened with the first one. Like really, really dedicated creators, the people that really kept this game alive months and months going on. We're finding a lot of their content like removed for no reason, and it's just like Nintendo's like complex relationship with the people who use their products. I don't get it.
That's like, a weird thing, yeah.
And it's hard because they don't give a reason why, so
They're
you
just
never
like,
know.
no.
There's nothing offensive in the levels. There's nothing, It's just like, oh, you've broken this mechanic, and it's like, yeah, but it's
creative
broken
thing,
within the realms of this being created. It's part of the product.
It's a creative game.
Yeah, exactly. It makes no sense to me. So
Reggie comes out of retirement, picks up the phone, and says, "No, nuke that level."
Yeah, nuke that level.
Goes against everything
He just
Nintendo stands.
IDs it.
Just does some push-ups and it disappears.
I think I read a thing where he's going to be like a lecturer at a university.
I want to go to that university.
Yeah.
What is he going to teach?
It was weird. It was like in the same week. It was like, I think it was Reggie's going to be a lecturer, and then Matthew McConaughey is a lecturer at some university.
What? It's the same university. All right.
Let's get started.
Welcome to my TED Talk.
He just goes to the front and starts doing cocaine like in Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, no. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
How many times do you jerk off in a day? Like,
whoa, not in front of the kids.
God. I watched that movie recently again, and I love it so much.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a hectic movie, but it's good. Yeah.
Hectic.
Yeah, I've been playing a bunch of stuff, but what have you been playing?
I've been playing lots.
Tell us what is your top pick this week?
Sorry, I'm just very ill. First thing I really got stuck into last weekend was Blair Witch. So Blair Witch Project game, you know?
Oh, no.
You know that Blair Witch?
Yes. No, not personally.
Neither do I, thankfully.
Neither do you. Oh, wow.
So, like, Blair Witch is weird because I think when it first came out, both of us were pretty young still.
Oh, yeah.
It was 1999.
Oh, that, no.
Yeah, and I just remember the kind of, like, fervor around it because when it launched with such a great marketing campaign where people believed it was real, like real fun footage. And
at the time, could you really look it up and be like,
exactly,
no?
yeah,
It was sort of not before Google,
before
but
the internet was
it wasn't like today, like, let me just look it up. Is it real or not? Yeah.
It was like the first big internet detective mystery almost.
Yeah.
Because it was like, you know, is this real? Does it work? Whatever. And I think that really worked for, and it was also like one of the first found footage type things. But like the thing I remember the most about Blair Witch is how ambiguous it is. Like you never see a monster.
No.
You never see the witch herself. It's just like alluded to, and there's these
spoilers.
there's like creepy noises and whatever. So it's very atmospheric. And in the first few hours of the game, that's what they nail. Like, so basically, this is set in the same universe, quote unquote, as the original Blair Witch. It takes place like 2 years after the students in the film have disappeared. But that's like its only real connection. It doesn't really require you to know stuff about Blair Witch lore. So basically, a kid's gone missing in the Black Hills Forest, I think it's called, in Burkittsville. And you're a detective called Ellis with a good dog called Bullet. And you have to...
Good doggo.
Yeah, good doggo. And you join the search for this kid in the woods. And yeah, like the first few hours are really good because it's like you're exploring the woods. Ellis is a bit fucked up. He's got like post-traumatic stress from like you get very vivid like flashbacks from his time in the army and his time as a cop and stuff like that.
Damn.
And Bullet is used as like this calming mechanic. Like if you stay far away from Bullet for too long, your vision becomes all messed up and you start having like a panic attack. So Bullet is almost like Bullet is escorting you through the woods, not the other way around. And he finds like clues for you and will lead you in good directions and bark at certain things. And it's really like eerie. Like you'll hear like twigs crack or the wind blow and like Bullet will react and you'll instinctively like react.
You'll instinctively shit your pants.
Exactly, yes. And then things start getting like creepier. Like you start going on like routes and you're walking and next thing you're back to where you started and you're like, but I never turned around and I never turned anywhere. And you start realizing that the woods itself is like a character. It's like a level that folds on itself to kind of give you this sense of you don't know where you are at any time, which is really creepy because it's when you're trying to, you know, when you're trying to feel safe, having a sense of direction is part of that. So when you don't know if forward is backwards and backwards is forward, like it's very disorientating.
Bullet's like, just pull over and ask for directions. You're like, no, I know where I'm going.
I know where I'm going, and you keep driving in a fucking circle. But it's like it's done purposefully to kind of like disorientate you and make you feel uneasy. And that's where like Blair Witch is really good. It's just like this walking simulator that's creepy and eerie, and you hear voices and you find these videotapes that show like someone taking this boy, and it's like ambiguous and then it gets dumb. Then it starts like, oh hey, there's monsters in this forest that you kill with your flashlight.
Okay, I've seen that.
Yeah, so like Bullet will bark in a direction because these things are invisible and they move very quickly, and you basically have to shine your flashlight on them for them to like explode into light. Yeah. But because they're so fast and invisible, like what I ended up doing was just spinning around.
I was just gonna say,
just spinning around till my controller vibrated that it hit something and stop, and then boom.
Oh
like,
my word! Just like in real life.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like really shitty. And then there's this other part where you're running through a field and you're trying to avoid these. They look like balls of leaves, but they'll kill you. I'm just like,
so
what is this?
Did you watch The Happening when nature's trying to kill you?
Yes, yeah, like that. Like, and I was just like, this makes no sense.
No, man.
It just looks like a gust of wind is taking up these leaves, but they munch me. Like they. And then there are these other enemies that you can't kill and you can't get close to, and you can only see them. You've got like a camera, so you see like red outlines on the camera of them. So you just got to steer past them, but there's no like there's no real strategy to it because there's only one way past them. So it's like, I try go there, nope. I try go around, okay, cool, yeah. And you just navigate past them. And so it takes all the subtlety out of like exploring these eerie and creepy woods and places like monsters there. And it's just like, it breaks the immersion because none of the combat is engaging. It feels like it detracts from the core principles of the game, and it's just annoying. And then on top of that, you have some very light puzzle solving, which is fine. It's okay. It's like you find these red tapes and you watch them in your little camcorder, and they manipulate items around you. So if like a tree falls in the video, you can rewind it so that the tree's upright, and in front of you, then that tree will be upright.
Just like in real life.
Exactly, yeah. But because the solutions are so obvious, like you never ever feel like I'd watch the video, nothing's happening, and a tree falls, and then the video would end. I'm like, guess I need to fucking rewind it to get that tree up, I guess.
I wonder what they're trying to tell me.
Exactly. So it's like, it's not that smart. It's like, it's a cool idea, but it's never done in a way that I felt like, oh yeah, that's actually quite clever. I figured it out. And all of it kind of like culminates in this really interesting ending where you're in this like house, and it feels like you can never get out of this house because it just keeps folding in on itself. Like, and it's a bit more surreal, so it loses some of its eeriness, but it ends up at this conclusion, which is so predictable. Like,
I know.
Like I saw like a mile away what was coming, what was trying to happen.
Just like in the movie, you stand in the corner.
Yeah.
And the credits roll, you go, oh no.
It's just like, it's so disappointing because it's like, it starts off so strong. And there are moments, like there's moments with Bullet that are really, really good. I think Bullet's like one of the best parts of the game. But it can't like carry it through.
That's a pity. I mean, yeah, I haven't played the game, but from what I've heard, it's a pity that it like goes silly. It would have been cool if it just remained ambiguous like the movie. Yeah. Sort of, you're just walking through, you don't know what's going on.
You're getting like taunted by this thing that you don't know if it's real or in your head. And that's hard. Like, that's really hard to sustain for 6 hours.
For 6 hours, yeah. But then
maybe it should have been a
3-hour game. Yeah. It doesn't need to be a dragged out
because it was like 6-7 hours, and like it could have been half of that, and maybe would have had a better impact. Yeah. So disappointing because like it started off so well, and I was like so into it. It was like creepy and unsettling, and then about not even halfway through I was like kind of bored. Like none of it was really scary anymore because it was just so stupid. Like it just seemed so dumb, like running away from like balls of leaves, and I was just like,
fall apart when the leaves started attacking.
It's like, this isn't scary, it's just silly. So it like completely rips you out of that. Nothing's really eerie anymore because you're just like, oh, this is a game, So it's on Games Pass. You can try it. Like, I know reviews have kind of been like polarizing. Some people gave it really high scores.
I think Metacritic, it's like what, 70, 75?
Yeah, like IGN gave it like 8.8, which is pretty high. I gave it a 5. I thought it was fine. Like,
you thought it was 5?
It was 5. Yeah, it was 5. So yeah. Do you want to talk for a bit so I can go blow my nose?
Okay, I'll kill some time.
What do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about Kirby?
I'll talk about you blowing your nose. You're just gonna. Yeah, no, so I've been playing a game called, what's it called? Super Kirby Clash, which is, Nintendo did the Direct, which I'm sure we'll cover a bit later. But Nintendo shadow dropped a new Kirby game called Super Kirby Clash, which is a free-to-play, I don't know, it feels like a bit of a combination of Kirby and Monster Hunter, weirdly enough.
How was it talking to yourself?
Huh? I was talking, pretending you were sitting next to me. It was great.
That's kind of weird.
No, so Nintendo shadow dropped Super Kirby Clash
during their Direct,
which I had no idea what it was. Never watched trailers or anything. But then whooped up my Switch the other day, and it was in the news section. I was like, yeah, let me just download it quickly.
That news section is dangerous. It teaches me about things that I should not know.
It's like, did you know this is us? Like, really? Good download. So I've only really played like 30 to 40 minutes, so I can't really get into too much detail. But I understand the basics of this game now. It's essentially, like I said, it feels like a Kirby Monster Hunter game. In that, which is a bit of a weird thing. Okay,
Carry on.
It's a multiplayer game where all you do is you fight bosses.
Ooh.
Okay,
there's multiple Kirbys.
Multiple Kirbys, but each Kirby can take on a different class.
Okay.
So, okay,
So it's like that one that came out like a few years ago.
there was which one?
What was the one that came out like a year
there
or
are
two
so
ago?
many. There's a tab in this Kirby game. It's like other Kirby games, and they're like 7. I'm like, damn, Kirby's really been
I think it
around.
was called Star Allies or something like that.
Oh, maybe, yeah. So, I don't know what the specific classes are called, but you could play as a Kirby that fights with the sword. You could play as a Kirby that fights with the hammer. You can play as Wizard Kirby that casts spells, or Alchemist Kirby that I haven't tried yet, but I'm assuming throws potions or heals.
Throws potions,
or
okay.
does some stuff. But it's a completely free-to-play game, which makes you wonder, like, where do they make their money?
Merlin
So
Kirby.
I'll get to that. So you start the game out, and it's literally just you take on a quest, you get put on a level, and it's 4 of you versus a boss, like a big boss. Okay.
It's like Kirby, but evolve.
But evolve. But so outside of your default skills, whatever, you get to equip different weapons and different kinds of armor. So this is where the loop comes in that you fight a boss, you get currency, you use that to buy better armor or a better weapon.
Okay.
But then you think, well, surely I can just sit and grind this out. How does this work? So what happens is there's a system called Vigor. Vigor, which every time you fight a boss, so I think you start with 12 Vigor.
Okay.
Fighting a boss uses like 4 to 5 Vigor.
Is this like your
That's
free
like
to play like energy
it's
thing?
your timeout thing. Okay, so I think a
okay.
Vigor replenishes every. I mean, I don't know if it's every half an hour, every hour. But the point is, you can't sit and like play non-stop. You're going to be timed out.
But can you pay to get more vigor?
I don't think you can pay to get more Vigor, but you can pay to get more of the currency you earn. I mean, more of the. No. I don't think you can buy Vigor, but
That's fucking bullshit.
I think I don't know. Remember, it's still early days in this game.
Okay.
But if you fight a boss, you get. I think you get different sorts of resources, but one of them is apples. I think it's apples.
I like apples.
And that's also the currency where you're auto-generating apples, and you can collect them every 12 hours.
Keeping them doctors away.
Yeah, keeping the doctors. Well, you need lots of apples.
I
You
need
should
lots
play
of apples
Kirby.
right now, yeah.
So you collect the apples, but then remember, when you run out of Vigor, you can't grind these apples.
Okay.
So that's where the pay the microtransactions come in. You can just buy the apples outright with
But
money.
what are apples used for?
You use that to buy items. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
I wonder, I assume there must be a way to buy vigor. Like,
I think so, but I mean, when I've opened the store, all I've seen are apples. I don't know if I'm just not
maybe you can use
far
apples
enough in
to
the
buy
game.
vigor.
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't dug too deep into the game.
Okay.
Outside of, I've done like 5 of the boss fights. I tried one. So you can play offline alone.
Oh, okay.
You'll get given 3 AI companions.
Oh, so you're always playing with 4 other Kirby's.
always 4 other Kirby's.
Four
yeah.
the good, lovable blobs.
Little blobs. And if I'm not mistaken, you have your little AI party. You can buy armor and equipment for all of them, not just the
okay.
one you're playing.
Okay.
But you can also play online with other people
Okay.
playing as Kirby, which I thought, like, Kirby games generally, I don't think, like, they've got a following, but they're not like, I don't know, Fortnite.
I mean, they've got the thing that they're like fun and cute, and Kirby is fucking adorable.
No,
I
but
love Kirby.
you know what I mean? It's not like if you play Fortnite or Apex, you're going to queue up and find a game within seconds. So I was worried, like, okay, it's a Kirby game. I'm going to struggle to find matches. I was finding matches, and they were disappearing before I could even join them. Because I
hectic.
think people were actually just joining them so quickly. But
That's cool.
I've only played one multiplayer game, and it was awful.
Oh,
it's
is
one
it?
of those things of, you know, have you ever played a multiplayer game where it's sort of, it's affected by the weakest link? Where like the whole thing stutters because one person's got a bad connection, which I presume is me from South Africa.
Your garbage ping. How dare
My
you?
garbage ping. So I did one boss fight where it's literally like slide showing.
Oh, no.
And no one left,
Oh,
to
no.
my surprise. We all stayed and beat the boss, but it wasn't fun. Okay. But I've only done one match. Maybe I was wrong and it was just a bad connection.
Are these bosses like hard, or do you just sit there and button mash?
Look,
whatever
the bosses I fought haven't been too hard, but I mean, I've hardly played the game. I imagine that the further you get, they're going to be harder bosses, and you're going to have to really be like, okay, we need to have better gear. We need to make sure that we have one member of every role, so we have a healer. Tank,
Okay, so you
that
can
sort
have
of thing.
duplicates of roles.
As far as I know, you could have 4 of the mage roles, or whatever.
Okay.
But the bosses, so this is Kirby side-scrolling, typical Kirby. The bosses seem pretty cool. They've got their different attacks. So One, for example, will charge into a wall, and then that's when while he's stunned, whatever, you go and you attack. I had one boss fight where I nearly died, and I actually did get down, but then another Kirby revived me. So, but it really is Monster Hunter in that I assume late in the game you're going to have these really hard bosses that you're going to have to grind out better gear to beat. But for a free-to-play game, it's a fun little distraction. If you want to do it, you can only do it in little stints unless you're going to buy apples, which I don't know if you can turn into vigor, but
that's cool.
If you've got a Switch, it's a fun little thing. Oh, you can play.
It's free, yeah.
You can play. So the online's shit.
You need the Nintendo Online, yeah.
Yeah, but so like I've had that one bad game, but if you and me wanted to play, for example, we can play offline, which is cool.
Like Mario Kart.
So so if you have a whole group of people, you can play 4-player Kirby while your vigor lasts.
While your vigor lasts, I guess.
I think so.
Okay, but that's cool. Yeah. I like that Nintendo Shadow drops these things like Tetris 99 and what was the one, Pokemon Quest, I think it was called.
Yeah, I never tried that.
I tried that a lot. That was pretty fun.
What did you do in Pokemon Quest?
It was like you basically like cultivated Pokemon in this like garden, and you would attract new Pokemon and catch them and whatever. And then you take them into dungeons, and they would just like they would auto attack. So you'd have to have like a powerful party that would survive this entire dungeon and stuff. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it was very, very passive. It was also almost like an idle Pokemon game, but I liked it because I could have it running at work and not really focus on it.
So was it on mobile or on your Switch?
No, it was on Switch. It was on Switch, yeah. But I had it open on my Switch, and I was just like tapping things every now and then they do their thing. And it was good.
So last thing in this Kirby game, I did wonder, like, what if the game only has 20 bosses, for example? But I think the way you can earn apples just by beating the boss, instead of buying, but then the whole vigor system, whatever. But I think how they give the game longevity is I think you get different sub quests within fighting the boss. So I think it is like beat the boss within a minute or do this or that to get different apples. So I guess that's how they're going to keep the game going. They're going to add new bosses and little sub quests within those boss fights.
Okay.
Sure. If you got a Switch, it's a free download. It's not big, I don't think.
Okay.
It's a nice little Kirby game for you to play. If you want to give it a bash. Yeah. That's Super Kirby Clash. It took me a while to remember the name.
Super Kirby Clash.
I kept saying like Super Kirby Royale. I'm like, no, that's a different game.
Star Allies.
Star Allies.
I remember playing that demo for Star Allies. That was like one of our first podcasts where we had a swole DDD. King DDD.
Was that one of our? Yeah, it was. Damn.
Yeah.
It was so long ago now. Swole DDD. It was like our first episode, I think.
Yeah, because I think we had both played the demo and we were like, this is pretty fun.
This is fun.
And then neither of us actually bought the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Good
Fucking
times.
Shills. Look at us.
What else you been playing? Sorry, wait, before we go. I've been playing Control, not done with it.
Not done with it yet?
That game's fun.
I seriously want to play Control.
With RTX on, it is gorgeous.
So beautiful, yeah. I've seen them videos. Yeah. Oh my god!
You know that dude, Sahil Legend, the dude who does
the guy who does all the
GIFs.
great GIFs. Yeah,
he did a Control GIF yesterday, and across my mind, I'm like, oh my god, yes, please make more GIFs of this game because there are some cool things you can do in that game.
I think it's really smart. Like a lot of studios actually give him the game ahead of time because he has GIFs ready. Like, smart. But he does some wizardry shit. Like
I don't know how he does half his shit.
He captures GIFs and splices them into videos, and like it's fucking insane.
Yeah. So I think by next week I should have finished it and I can give some final thoughts on that game. But it's really good. I'm about 10 to 12 hours in, I think. I'm still loving it.
Man,
that world is intriguing AF.
Yeah, that's what everyone says.
Such good lore in that game.
Everything you pick up, you read because it's so fascinating. Like
and some of it's hilarious. You read like, that's so funny. Like, whatever.
Oh man.
So next week we'll touch on that more.
Maybe I'll try play it and then I can contribute.
Oh man. If you survive till next.
Yeah. So I've been playing this cool game on my commute called Wilmot's Warehouse.
Is it a mobile game?
No, it's on. I bought it on Switch. I just saw it by chance. Someone shared it on Twitter saying, "Oh, this is out now," and I looked at it and I was like, "This looks really charming." So basically, it's like you play this little robot called Wilmot, and you are like for all intents and purposes like an Amazon warehouse person. So you have this massive warehouse.
That could have gone anywhere. You started with Amazon. I was like, oh, you're a jungle robot?
Oh, no, you're not a jungle robot. No. So you've got this massive warehouse and you get these shipments of like items. And you have every day you have 4 customers who are looking for any number of certain items. And that's pretty simple. It's like 4 customers come, you give them their items, next day. The puzzle element of Wilmot's warehouse comes in where you get these shipments and it's really up to you how to sort them and kind of like keep them in a place where they're easily accessible. So, for example, all these items are just like little squares with like pictures on them. So one can have like, it'll be blue and have a hat, or it'll be yellow and have a pill, or it'll be red and have another hat that looks like a winter hat. So you could be like, cool, I'm just going to color code them according to their backgrounds, or I'm going to store them according to these are all the hats, or I'm going to store them according to these are all the winter things. So you can start seeing where things start overlapping. Like this is a hat and it's a winter thing. So where does it go?
Yeah.
But the entire puzzle is completely self-imposed. It never tells you need to store things in this way. It's just like, how do you store them so that when the clients come, because the faster you serve the clients, the better rating you get, that you can quickly access the things that you need and remember where you've stored them to give to the clients. And it starts like compounding, because after every successful delivery, it adds like 2 or 3 more items. So you have to start like readjusting how you're storing things. And I think it's like every 4th or 5th delivery, you get like, because it's all timed. So you get like a 2-minute grace period between deliveries to kind of like reorganize your stuff and sort all the new stuff that comes in.
Damn.
But then like I think it's 4th or 5th one, you get an unlimited amount of time to completely do like a
full
restart.
refresh.
Yeah. So like I often spend like 10 minutes looking at the categories I've created and being like, this is not going to work anymore, and completely redoing it. And then like remembering where the fuck I put things. And it's just so cool because it's like, it's such a simple premise and the puzzle is your own brain, essentially. It's like,
that's cool.
How are you sorting these things that make logical sense to you? And it gives me like some anxiety because I'm just like, how do I do this efficiently enough?
But it's not what I want to hear. I was like, maybe Lens could like this.
It's like, it's a bit of anxiety, but it's more like anxiety for me because I'm like, I don't know if this is the correct way to do it. I don't know, this and that. And it's really, what's nice about it is that it's really easy to play. It's like you this little block and you run around and you get like upgrades based on how well you do. But like right now, my dude can pick up 6 blocks at a time. But you can pick them up in any like configuration. So as soon as you're next to one, I can pick it up and then I can pick up whatever's connected to that block. So I can run around with like this L-shaped stack of blocks as long as it's 6.
Yeah.
And now recently I got an upgrade where once I've collected a stack, I can rotate it around myself.
It's like playing Tetris.
It's almost like a Tetris thing because like you're rotating it so that you can store them efficiently or create patterns that...
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's a good time.
It's really, really fucking good.
How much was it on Switch?
Like $200.
That's not bad.
It's also got one of the coolest soundtracks. It's just so relaxing and melodic because the whole area is like this black and white, and only when you approach blocks do you start seeing their color. So it is about remembering like...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so...
Is it only on Switch?
It's on Switch and PC, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
okay.
But the soundtrack's on Spotify, and I would 100% recommend. It's really good. And it's just... Like, I'm playing it on my commute, because I can get through like 1 or 2 days during a train ride to work or something. And it's like perfect.
That's cool.
It's really, really fun. And just like one of the more clever puzzle games I've played in a while. So
that's
100%
cool.
recommend.
Unrelated but related. Do you ever stop and wonder how do places like Amazon do inventory management?
There are so many formulas that I knew a guy who used to work at Takelot, and he was using some incredible maths and programming to find the most efficient way to, if we've got these 3 orders, what's the best way to navigate through the warehouse, efficiently to get all 3. And that's 100% a thing because time is money.
Yeah, no, because I've often thought, so our local equivalent in South Africa to Amazon is Takealot, and you can order anything on there. like literally
Literal
whatever the hell you want, you can order. And I do sit and think like, where do you store all of this shit? And then
how do you categorize it?
Yeah, so imagine just anything you can imagine in one warehouse. And okay, where do you store it? How do you make sure that you're efficient? Because some of these places, I mean, modern day thing, it is like next day delivery.
Yeah.
How?
How do they sort
how do you
that quick
admin
enough?
that
Yeah.
for like thousands, tens of thousands of orders, hundreds of thousands of orders every day?
It's a crazy thing to think about.
And then Amazon is in the States, and it's like I'll take a lot times 50. Basically.
Have you driven past the Take Lot warehouse on the way to like Pretoria before?
I think I have.
It's huge.
It's massive.
It's huge.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just like
It's insane.
it's a feat. So Wilmot's warehouse is like that.
But
smaller.
simplified, yeah. So that's why I was like, you doing it for a handful of things. Imagine for so
it's
many
really
things.
good. I don't know if there's co-op. Co-op would actually work in that game, almost like an Overcooked thing.
That's cool.
But yeah, I think Lenska would dig it actually.
I'll check it out.
It's really simple to pick up and play, and again, like the challenge is all imposed by yourself. So.
Yeah. Speaking of Overcooked, my colleagues have been like, when are we playing Overcooked at the office again?
Overcooked's good.
It's like, I like being friends with you guys. I don't want
There's a new game out that someone described as similar to Overcooked, but with trains. You have to build a track in time before the train arrives.
Oh my.
Yeah,
but
and
it's
direct
co-op.
it to the same. Yeah, and it's co-op.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
I don't know the name. I heard
Mahoney.
it on a podcast somewhere. I need to find it because that sounds like a fun time as well.
Overtrained.
Overtrained. There's also one that's coming out called, or it might be out already, that looks like Overcooked, but it's about moving. So you're like moving stuff from one house to another, like in stupid levels. Like, yeah. I love
Games are awesome.
Yeah, games are good. Co-op party games are a good time.
I know, but I just love how you just when you think you've heard or seen everything, there's some game premise like, oh, that's so clever.
Yeah, it's so clever. It's so dumb. I love it.
So dumb. Let's just play it. Should we get to game releases?
Games releases.
Oh my god, it's not a Borderlands week yet, is it? So that's next week.
No, it's this coming week.
This week though, Gears 5 week, which I think
Gears 5 is kind of out already.
Yeah, but I think if you've bought the Ultimate Edition or you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, you can play the game.
Yes.
You could be playing the game right now, 4 to 5 days early.
That's what I've been doing.
If not, you'll talk about it next week.
Mm-hmm.
If not, Gears 5 out this week. And by all accounts, it seems like it's a really good game.
Why do I not have internet?
I know. Is the internet down?
No, I've got internet.
I think it's based on current reviews and that it's a game Microsoft desperately needed.
Oh yeah, it's
like a really good game on the Xbox One.
got really good reviews. I'm enjoying it so far. I mean, I've got a huge soft spot for Gears because I just really love that franchise. But the campaign's pretty good so far. It's also like probably one of the most gorgeous console games I've ever seen. It's how that game runs at 4K and 60 frames and like the best HDR I've ever seen. Like it's really beautiful.
Will you try it on PC?
I will try it on PC. I'll give it a download on PC. But I'm pretty happy playing on my big
Nice
TV
big
and
screen.
whatever. Yeah.
I'm just relieved that the game is good because honestly, building up to its release,
Man.
we saw no
footage.
no footage.
I was super scared about that campaign because they were like not showing it off at all, and I was just like, this doesn't seem good.
Do you think it was intentional because they were like, no, we just want to keep the story?
I think so. Yeah.
No, a thing of like, we don't have anything to show.
No, I think they wanted it to be a surprise.
yeah.
Which worked. Seemingly.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we're looking at games out from the 7th of September to the 14th.
Who am I?
Yeah.
7th of September.
So we've got this I think is the game I was talking about.
Unrailed.
Unrailed. Let's see.
I thought it was Overtrained. You lied to me.
Overtrained. Unrailed, a co-op multiplayer railroad construction game.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
only on
it's
PC.
Coming out on it's in early access for now.
Co-op.
Look at
Oh
it.
my, that is Overcooked with trains. Shit, that looks cool.
See, so the train is constantly moving, and you have to keep
Oh, but you're getting resources and stuff to make
the train tracks.
train
Yeah.
track. No, look at that. It's nighttime. Shit, that looks awesome.
It looks so dope. I'm
How to
super
end
keen.
friendships.
And it's got like this look of it that looks like Crossy Road almost.
Yeah. Damn, that
Yeah.
looks cool. Early access.
Early access out.
Looks a bit like Minecraft as well, so the
Yeah.
whole little block aesthetic.
That's out September 9th, so tomorrow, if you will. Yeah.
Today, well, whenever.
Discrepant, early access on PC as well, September 9th.
Okay.
Caravan Stories.
Stories from the
The only story I had from a caravan was when I stayed in a caravan once. There were fleas in the mattress, and I got lots of bites, and it sucked.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
So caravans suck. That's
Terrible.
my caravan story.
So did you make that?
Then we've got Pro Evolution Soccer 2020 eFootball.
Wow.
Or eFootball Pro. So this game has got football and soccer in the same name.
In the same
which is
name.
sacrilege.
Just in case you're not sure what it is.
So that's out on PC, PS4, Xbox One, September 10th.
When's the last time you played a Pro Evo Soccer?
Last year.
Oh wait, you end up doing previews.
They're pretty fun though. Yeah, they're cool.
Damn.
A game I've been looking forward to, Blasphemous. It's like a 2D pixel art Dark Souls.
That is blasphemous.
It looks fucking cool as hell. It looks so good.
Did you just say a 2D Dark Souls?
Yes.
Oh my. First I have to play Remnant. And then I can get to 2D Dark Souls.
That's out on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on September 10th.
Yes.
Then we've got Gears 5, PC and Xbox One, September 10th. For everyone else.
Yep.
Then we've got this RPG that I've been seeing more and more of recently called Greedfall, which kind of looks really cool.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
There's a colleague of mine, Bertie, who's shared trailers of this game, and it looks really good.
It looks like Remnant, like one of those that's flown under the radar and might just hit really hard.
But if I could compare it to anything, it looks on like Witcher 3 levels of RPG where, I don't know, I think you pick one of 3 factions. You play in some fictional island and you can customize your character, and there's a lot of quests and different storylines. Just generally it looks really good. I hope it's good.
It looks really, really good.
Yeah. It might be like there's that other game. Is it Kingdom Come Deliverance?
Oh, yeah. That's more like a chivalry.
But you know what I mean? It's a game that's by all means sounds really good, but I don't know if it's like as popular as like Witcher,
not
for
yet,
example. So we'll see.
But I've been seeing more and more trailers
I've
for
seen
it.
a bunch of Greedfall trailers.
It looks really good. So that's out on PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
What?
September 10th.
Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series. Is that just a compilation?
I assume so, yeah. On PC, PS4, and Xbox One as well.
Yep, okay.
Die Young, official launch on PC, September 12th.
Is that Die Young or Die Young?
Die Young.
It's an Afrikaans game.
Die Younglings. Super Dodgeable Beats. I'm down for Dodgeable.
Nice. Call of Duty.
Duck, dive, dodge.
Duck, dodge, dive, and duck again.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Duck, dodge, dive, deflect, dodge.
No, not deflect.
Okay.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare Beta.
Yeah, which is out on PS4 first on September 12th, and then coming to PC and Xbox One on September 19th.
Will that be an open beta?
No.
Only if you pre-order the game.
Yo. Maybe they'll open it up in the last few days.
I want it to be one of those things where they, local publications, it's usually like the Ghost Recon. There are like 4 million keys floating around.
And then no one could fucking log on because that beta was just like balked for most of the time.
It sucks.
Daemon X Machina, which is like a big mech game on Nintendo Switch. I played the demo of this. I'm not a fan.
No.
But it's not my type of game.
You don't like mechs?
No, it's like Armored Core style.
What do you have against Optimus and...
Fuck Optimus Prime. He's a truck.
Truck Optimus.
Truck Optimus. You can truck off.
Oh my. Mother trucker.
Yeah, Mother trucker. But that's out on Switch September 13th. A game called Ellen, which I've never heard of.
It's the Ellen DeGeneres game.
Oh, I'd play that. Just like...
You get a car.
It's like a rhythm game where she's dancing or something. That'll be pretty fucking cool.
Wait, Borderlands 3 is out this week?
Yes, this is what I said.
I thought it was out the following week.
No, Borderlands 3, PC,
Holy
PS4,
shitballs.
Xbox One, September 13th on Friday. Friday.
I'm going to wait just a week to see what the initial impressions are.
No, you're not.
I really want it. Yeah, here's the thing though. Can we buy it locally?
Yes,
can you get it on PC?
Yes, we can.
Okay, because the Epic Store, you're buying in dollars.
Yeah, but that's the only place to buy it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Can you buy, can I walk into a BT game?
Like a physical copy?
Yeah.
Do not know that.
You see that? Because the exchange rates, we're a bit screwed at the moment. If it's $60, we're going to pay over $1,000 for it. I'm like,
that's how much it is on console as well.
No. Don't do that to me.
Thing is, I want it on PC because I've played all the others on PC, but
I want
Craig and Nicola and all of them are on console. And fuck crossplay, man.
Will it? Oh, it'll have crossplay.
No, it won't.
It won't.
Well, they said that they don't have plans yet to introduce it.
No, I'm on about on PC. Hands down PC.
Fine. That's it for this week. Big week.
Shit, I already thought Borderlands was the
you had a
following
week to go.
Oh, man.
Rip.
See, this is a dilemma I have. Do I buy Remnant? No, because I could put that 500 rand
Still
to
so much
Borderlands.
this month. My goodness. We even have a whole console launch at the end of this month.
What? What's launching? Oh, is that the Switch Lite?
Yeah.
Damn.
We have your most anticipated game, Cat Quest 2.
Cat Quest 1 actually looks really good. Oh, wait, you know it's not on this list, but it's coming on Monday, aka the day of release. Celeste Chapter 9.
Oh, shit. Yes, you're right.
That's in news, which we'll get to, but finally the Celeste DLC is arriving free of charge.
Also, another big game announced this week for September was Untitled Goose Game, which is really funny that it's just kept the name Untitled Goose Game.
Untitled Goose Game. Is it out next week?
It's out on 20th, on the same day as Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening.
Some good competition
Some
there.
good stuff.
You said you're warming up, though. You're playing some Link to the Past in the SNES emulator.
It's so good.
Which is out this week.
What?
Well, the SNES emulator.
It's already out.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's out. It's
It came out the day after the Direct.
Which is really cool. We'll get to that, though. That Direct was
We still got Ori coming this month.
for Switch.
Oh my god. So much happening.
Too much stuff.
Yeah.
Listen, I've got too much to play at the moment, which is my dilemma.
Yeah, me too.
AKA
Jesus.
every game is dilemma forever.
I still
have to
haven't
finish
even started
Control.
Yeah,
God damn it.
Let's get to Game's news.
Games
Games news.
Let's see. What happened this week?
Destiny.
Destiny. Okay.
Ghost Recon Breakpoint Beta was kind of a fucking mess.
Nice.
People can't log on. They can't. Yeah,
Wait, when is Dying Light 2 coming out?
Next year.
Oh, is
So
it next year?
excited, Techland says that Dying Light 2's map is 4 times bigger than the original.
That is insane.
Which is crazy because the original was pretty big.
Yeah, I'm like, does it have to be bigger? Because the original one was pretty big as was, and there was plenty to do there.
The original was also weird because eventually in the game you moved to a different city, didn't you?
No, I think the expansion you moved over to another area and you had a vehicle to get around because it was like
No, but I remember
big.
near the end of it, you moved to another area and you got a grappling hook. You moved to like this it would almost look like
Shit,
a
I don't
Middle
remember
Eastern
that.
type area.
I don't remember that at all.
Maybe
I just have
maybe
bad,
it was the
I
expansion.
just have bad memory though. No, the expansion was all about the car. I remember the grapple hook though.
Then I definitely didn't play the
I
expansion.
don't know.
Celeste says goodbye with massive and final free DLC pack.
Hooray! I'm excited for more
It's
Celeste.
over 100 levels.
Goodbye, Mario Maker. Yeah, I think when they say levels, they mean screens.
Yes, I also think so.
It's because the original game they said had 800 levels, which is pretty substantial.
It's a chapter. It's a chapter.
Yeah, it's a
now,
whole
so-
chapter with new
But
mechanics.
but also apparently one of the hardest chapters.
Oh, I can't wait. There's no BLC sides though. I remember reading that. It's literally just
It's just
there you go.
there'll be
There's
strawberries though.
lots of strawberries.
Magic the Gathering Arena leaves beta on September 26th. I didn't know it was still in beta.
I also had no idea it was still in beta.
I just know a lot of people really love this game. Like, a lot of people consider it free to play done right.
That's
type
cool.
of thing, yeah. I remember when Artifact came out, everyone was like,
Oh boy,
MTG Arena is like way better.
way better. Yeah.
And I love Magic the Gathering, so.
I've never played Magic together.
It's so much fun.
So I was laughing because of this header.
Oh, the Will Smith deepfake in Matrix.
Somebody photoshopped who did it? Was it Darren, of course. Darren photoshopped Will Smith's face over.
But the
Keanu Reeves'
colorization is so strange.
Just that expression on their hair. It's like,
Actually, yeah,
hey.
the hair is the thing that makes it so strange.
It's too good.
And like a stoic Morpheus behind him. So funny.
Morpheus is like, I'm super serious. Will Smith's like, yeah,
woo!
I'm here.
You heard my single?
Oh, no.
In Marvel Avengers, you'll be able to play as Dapper Grey Hulk.
Nice.
I didn't know Grey Hulk
I didn't know that was a thing.
That's a really good suit.
I didn't even know such a suit existed.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, there's this new Switch.
Oh my god.
This Pilates ring.
What is that? They've teased it. They haven't shown what it is.
They're going to show it on the 12th of September. It was just like this trailer with like people with the Pilates ring with Joy-Con in them.
Weirdest trailer. Just when you think Nintendo won't get weirder. Yeah,
But like Wii Fit sold like gangbusters.
No,
so-
it did. But listen, Wii Fit made it looked like a scale.
Yeah.
You could stand in it and do shit on it. So for those of you listening, we highly recommend go look up this video. What is it called? We don't even know what it's called.
Let's see.
You'd think it's a parody. Honestly, when I started watching, I was like, this is a parody video ripping off the Switch and the Joy-Con. And I was like, no, I'm watching this on Nintendo Europe's YouTube channel.
First look at a new experience for Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
It's literally a Pilates ring with spaces for the Joy-Con to, I guess, track accelerometer data.
But the trailer is, 1 or 2 minutes long, and it's just people just
doing
footage
weird
of
shit.
people doing weird shit.
Weird shit with a Pilates ring, yeah.
And it's not alone. It's like there's one person at one point lying on their back, kicking or doing something, and all their friends around them like cheering them on. I'm like, no one does that.
No one works out like this.
Absolutely.
No. But yeah, we'll learn more about that next week. It looks super weird.
Jeez,
here's what's coming and leaving Game Pass. Oh yeah, Divinity Original Sin 2 coming to Switch.
To Switch, yeah.
The problem with this, okay, so I saw a lot of people saying, because it supports cross-save with your PC version. Now, it only supports cross-save with the Definitive Edition, not the original, which is a problem.
Shit.
Then secondly, there's no couch co-op with this one, which seems like a real missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Like it's a marvel that this runs on Switch, firstly, but like couch co-op with a game that is designed with co-op in mind would have been
really cool.
Fantastic. Yeah.
But the fact that you can have single player Divinity anywhere.
Yeah. And people love the second one. Like I tried the first one, I didn't really get into it. I know Garth really enjoyed it.
Well, I think anyone who likes CRPGs, that's like the pinnacle game.
I think that's the thing. Like it didn't grab me in that way. So, but I have heard the second one improves in some ways.
John Michael's a big fan as well.
Is it?
Loves Divinity. So I told him the direct happened. It was weird because I woke up. So we'll touch on all the direct news now.
The direct was wild.
But I woke up that morning. I was like, oh, cool. Let me just quickly read through these announcements. Like, whoa, okay, there's a lot of good shit. Get to the office. I'm like, did you see the direct news? Like, no. I said, there's a lot of good shit coming. He's like what? I'm like, Overwatch. And like, there were some things. I'm like, the SNES emulator. So cool for me because I want to play Super Mario World and A Link to the Past. He was like, oh, okay, like whatever.
It's garbage.
And then I was like, no, but I remember reading something that I thought he would love. I was just obviously half asleep. I couldn't remember. So I Googled it. I was like, this is it. Divinity's coming to Switch. He's like, oh, really? I was like, oh, you see, there we go. There's the game that interests you. I think it's cool. Have that game anyway.
Yeah, it's like this direct was pretty crazy. It was so we had Overwatch coming to Switch.
Hooray.
We had some weird stuff. Doom 64 coming to Switch.
I'm like, yeah, what is that just the first Doom?
That was real, right?
Yeah.
Not a fever dream.
No, is that just the first Doom, but it was released for 64? Or was it like a completely different
Doom? 64.
Oh, okay.
Weird. The biggest weird one to me, but the one I'm most excited about as well is Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast.
That was also came out of nowhere.
Where did that come from?
Like this 2002 game or 2003
a phenomenal game. It's like I still have my copy for the original Xbox.
I've never played it.
It's so good. It's a first-person shooter.
Oh, is it a first-person shooter?
Yeah, so it's like a first-person shooter, but then when you get your lightsaber, it turns into a third person. But you swap between the two.
Oh, that's cool.
And you play as good old Kyle Katarn, who no longer exists in the canon. But man, that game is fucking awesome. It's
good.
So
I'll
good.
check it out.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, like how weird. Well,
yeah, just like out of nowhere.
Where did that conversation even start? Did Disney approach Nintendo? Did Nintendo approach Disney? I don't know.
It's so weird.
And it's such a weird thing that that's the one that is just nitpicked. Is it a sign of
it's the one that's I think the best out of that series, because the first one was kind of cool as well, because you could create your own Jedi and your own lightsaber design, which was pretty cool. And then there are ones that are way old with the same character, Kyle Katarn, which even have like FMV video cutscenes, which are ridiculous. But this one is the one that people are like, this one was the shit.
But I mean, is this now a sign of other Switch games to come? Are we going to get... You know, imagine next direct like Republic Commando.
I'm just confused by it because it is Disney who owns this property, and it's like completely antithetical to their current canon. Because like in this game, your Jedi Master is Luke Skywalker. And he's like teaching you how to be a Jedi, this character that does not exist in the current film universe. Like, it's just so bizarre. Like, I did not expect them to.
Look, fans are thrilled. Like, you thrilled, and I'm keen to try it out.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Good times all around.
Steam's getting a makeover again, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah, cool. There's a new Plants vs. Zombies.
Okay. Battlefield. Yes, it's been a long time since I played a Plants vs. Zombies.
But it's their shooter version.
Okay.
Like the Garden Warfare stuff, which is actually pretty good.
It's good. Okay, so there's Overwatch coming to Switch. This is quite a cool thing.
SNES
games finally available on Switch, and there's some big hitters there already. So you've got
Super Metroid,
Super Mario Ball, Zelda, Link to the Past, the OG
Super
Mario
Tennis.
Kart, which I really want to try.
OG Mario Kart, Super Tennis.
This gets me excited because now, so do you think they're done with the NES library? I mean, I think they've got most of the big hitters, but they'll carry on bringing one or two.
So what they said is they're now shifting. They're no longer updating the libraries monthly. It will just be sporadically.
Oh, that's fine.
So yeah.
So my big thing, I'm like, okay, we've got the SNES here. Are we going to see like Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6?
Ooh.
I mean, those are like very big free games to just give away. Well, you know what I mean? Free games. But A Link to the Past, I'm really keen to play that.
Is good.
It's a Super Nintendo Zelda that I've never played.
From 1991, and you look at that formula, and you're like, this must have blown people's minds at the time. Like,
even I've tried the first world of Super Mario World, which is it's a Mario game I've somehow missed. Even though I'm like, it's so weird. You start the game, it's like you're on a place called Dinosaur Island, and then they are splitting parts to finish the game, which is very interesting.
It's crazy that game existed when it did then. Like, it was a revolution.
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red officially confirms that Cyberpunk 2077 will have multiplayer.
Yeah, but just to be clear, though, it doesn't mean that when the game launches, you're going to play co-op. They basically said like the game's going to launch and then they're going to investigate.
Well, they're first going to do DLC and then they're going to do multiplayer.
Then they're going to investigate multiplayer, which I understand it'll probably be GTA Online sort of thing, where it's a separate experience.
I'd put money on that as well. This came out of a financial earnings thing where they basically said that they are shifting to a 2-franchise structure. So I think the big news here is that the next game from CD Projekt Red will be a Witcher game.
Witcher 4.
So they're converting to Witcher and Cyberpunk, like alternating.
That's cool.
So yeah, we'll get a Witcher, whatever that means. But knowing CD Projekt Red, we'll not hear about that for another 4 or 5 years easy. So yeah.
But I think they must have looked at GTA Online and thought, this shit makes so much money.
Yeah.
So why not? Let's investigate after our core experience.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be like, oh, suddenly you can play our story campaign in co-op. I don't know.
But I think a lot of people don't even read the article. They say, Cyberpunk's going to have multiplayer. And it's like, it will, but it's not... You now aren't going to play the main game.
No, I really don't think so. Borderlands 3 is up for preload on PC and console, which at one point seemed like it wasn't going to happen, but you can preload it if you really want to now.
No. This is so funny.
Dave Bautista's in Gears of War 5, which is super weird. It's super weird because like a few weeks ago, he was tweeting saying he's been asking the film people to make him Marcus Phoenix. Yeah,
I think if they were to make a Gears movie, he'd be one of Marcus, the fans. I think would pick him as their Marcus.
He's a good actor. Like he's he was in oh god, now I'm blanking. Blade Runner.
I was
yeah, and he was like really stoic and like really good there. So I like
his best role is still Drax.
He's so good as Drax. I think that's it.
That's Blair Witch.
Best of Gamescom. Disintegration. Oh, Star Citizen Squadron 42 shit got delayed again. Shocker. Fuck that game, man. Honestly, I'm like so over people even reporting on that game because like it oh god, it irritates me so much.
Star Citizen, you say, a game.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. I don't know if we have any questions unless we got emails.
We did get a email from Milesh.
Milesh.
Did we get nothing on Twitter?
Nothing on Twitter.
Migs is on a holiday.
Migs, please confirm whether you're live or not.
Yeah. So if you want to send us questions at Checkpoint Chat on Twitter, you can just tweet us. Our DMs are open as well there. Or you can email us like Milesh did. It is Milesh, right?
Yeah.
checkpointchatpodcast@gmail.com. Or you can get us on Facebook, facebook.com/checkpointchat. Follow us on all those platforms. What are you doing?
So Milesh it's an email titled "Greetings from Down Under."
Ooh.
Says, hey guys, this week marks the one year anniversary of my arrival in Australia.
Oh, I didn't know you
I also had no idea.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, good day, mate.
Good day, mate.
Good day.
How the spiders there?
Watch out for the crocs in the billabong.
Oh my God.
Adjusting to life here has had its up and downs, but so far so good. We do get a little homesick sometimes, and I wanted to thank you guys for making that a little easier with your podcast.
Aww.
Oh, Gaming is the same everywhere, but something about reading it from a South African perspective makes a huge difference. This week has been pretty rough with the news in SA, the kidnapping and the girl in the post office, etc. And as always, a few friends have reached out asking me about my decision to move here. It seems to be a common thing for Sapphists to have an exit plan these days. Where would you move if you felt you had to leave?
Yeah, it's been a pretty depressing week in terms of
Yeah, South Africa had a shit week.
I feel like very depressing because it was just a reminder of how fucking terrible things are here when you forget about it. But I also found it very uplifting to see, like, the protests in Cape Town and the protests here were incredible, like absolutely incredible to see all these people. And like, it feels almost hollow to say that because like at the end of the day, the government doesn't seem to be doing much about this problem, this violence against women and children, and it's abhorrent. Yeah. Like it's really, really shit. But like to see people kind of uniting and really fighting for it, like this belief that something can change as opposed to this is life and you've just got to accept it.
It's good to see that people aren't be like, oh, no,
another one, yeah.
Like we screwed.
Yeah.
Oh well. I mean, but yeah, I think this week in particular really, we've always had these problems, but this week just magnified these problems.
Yeah, it was that. It was the xenophobic attacks.
I was even telling Lenska, I went for a run yesterday, and then, you get those newspaper billboards, and I was thinking, I'm like, what a shitty week. And then one of the articles was like, South Africa's week from hell.
Yeah.
And then I stopped and I thought, I'm like, I don't know if we've ever had a week, like, not to my memory, if we've ever had a week like this where every day just felt like something bad was happening.
Something was bad, yeah.
But then, like you said, on the positive, it's good to see people not just sitting back like, oh, this is reality, just get used to it. People have actually been protesting and there's been a lot of discussion.
Enough. Yeah.
I mean, I went to a show yesterday called Starlight Classics, which is basically just a cool excuse to go have a picnic and watch an orchestra. And
in the freezing cold.
Yes, it was cold. The guy who hosts the show, I think his name is Richard Koch.
Okay.
It was really cool because between every song, there was always like a message or something being like, listen, like we had a shitty week, but like as South Africans, we must stand united. And then like people who came and performed also had a message to tell, and they sort of just linked it to this week, and it was just like uplifting. And then even being part of the audience, there was just like a nice harmony going across everyone, which was really cool. So, but where would you move though if you had to move?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think both of us are a bit privileged in that regard, where we both have
passports.
We have Portuguese citizenship, both of us, so we are pretty free to go anywhere in Europe at the moment. Maybe not UK in a few weeks' time, but that's a whole fucking other nonsense story as well. I don't know. I mean, Europe somewhere would be my guess, but I've also been always for a few years now looking at Canada. Canada's always been a candidate for me because it's like they seem to be very willing to take people with degrees or work experience. It's close enough to the States that I'm close enough to that sort of, like I visited the States a couple of times now and I do not want to live there. Like, it's fucking weird and I don't like it there.
Look, the States is a big place, but the few places I've been, I'm like, it's
not for me.
Yeah.
But Canada seems cool, nice and chilled there.
Literally
chilled, yeah. But that's probably where, if I had to choose like on the spot today where I'd go, that'd probably be Canada.
If you were to go to Europe, though, is there any specific place you would?
Not Portugal.
No,
I love Portugal as a holiday destination. I don't think I'd live there.
Yeah, it's the same thing where Lenska and I love Madeira, for example, but we'd never live there.
I'd retire there, 100%. I'd retire there, but I would not live there. No.
Yeah. Lenska and I have spoken about it on and off, like, will we leave one day, where will we go, that sort of thing. And we haven't like picked a destination, but there's been mention of like maybe the UK because Lenska's sister and brother-in-law. So it's like, at least there's someone we know.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cushion. Yeah,
but if we were to pick a random place in Europe, I think Amsterdam's quite a...
Netherlands.
Interesting little place. Yeah, the Netherlands.
Yeah.
I haven't been since I was little, but Lenska, she was there a few years ago for like a summer school.
Yeah, I remember she went there. Yeah.
She went for 2-3 weeks and she said it's her favorite.
It's awesome. Yeah, I've been there once.
Very
it's really
progressive,
nice,
great community, great place to live.
Very big game development scene there.
That's where
Gorilla.
They're based there, which is pretty cool.
Very big indie scene there.
Yeah. I mean, here's a fun fact. A few months ago, I applied for a job at CD Projekt Red. They were looking for a router, and I applied on a whim. But that's when we started the conversation. It's like, what if I get it? We have to move to Poland, of all places.
Poland would be fucking
and
cool.
we weren't supposed to. It's not like we were like, shit, we're leaving South Africa. It's like, well, if there's an opportunity, we're not going to say no.
Exactly, yeah.
So I think somewhere in Europe, because we're just closer to our family.
And it's also easier for you to get there. Now that you and Lenska are married, she's able to move with you there. Like, it makes that whole process easier.
Yeah. Not only that, we've got a bunch. So we've got Lenska's sister and brother-in-law there in the UK. One of my cousins has, in the past few months, immigrated to Switzerland with her fiance. My sister's she's told us that she wants to move to Portugal. So
okay.
If we're all in Europe,
she's in Cape Town at the moment.
She's in Cape Town, yeah. So if we're in Europe, we're not like next door to each other, but we're a short flight.
Well,
away
I mean,
from,
Europe is so tiny as well.
It's like flying to Cape Town.
Yeah, exactly.
For example.
Exactly.
So,
but it's, the thing is, like, you can have all these plans, but it's a real expense. And that's, I think, where people are struggling now, is just like this thing where, we don't want to wait to the point where it becomes impossible, because if something goes really wrong with the economy, suddenly moving becomes...
It's impossible.
It's impossible. You just cannot afford it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. There is this mass exodus from the country right now. A lot of skilled people leaving, and this whole NHI thing is... That seems like the next straw. That's really going to...
That's one of Lenska's big reasons for wanting to move. She's like,
this NHI thing is a disaster.
She hates that she has to pay like so much for medical aid, and then on top of, like, it doesn't even cover everything, and now this NHI is coming and it's just going to change everything.
It will fuck everything up. Like again, the idea behind it, solid.
Yeah.
More people from less fortunate backgrounds should have better healthcare, but I do not trust the current administration with
handle
it properly. I just don't. And that to me, if that thing goes ahead, that is like the final straw for me. I'm out. Yeah. So, which is sad, because I like it here. Like,
yeah, but we've had the discussions like, well, we have to realize that, sure, we're going to move. We'll have better security, peace of mind, maybe a better lifestyle. But then it's like, but we're really like, okay, yes, we live in fear. We can't deny that. It happens. But we also live on really, really comfortable lifestyle. We love where we live now. We get to go.
Cost of living is so low.
Cost of living. So like, we can go eat out pretty regularly.
Yeah.
And maybe we're very privileged. We are. But can you do that overseas? Like, eating out, I think, is like an actual luxury.
The cost of living here is really good, and like your property here is really good for what you pay for. And these are the things that I find a lot of people, the people that are most negative about South Africa are people who've never left the country, or like have no real touchstone with what it is outside of the country. But yeah, it is different. Like, I'm not saying it's worse out there. I'm just saying it is different.
It's different. No, there are pros and cons.
If you've been here for 40 years of your life, your lifestyle is different.
It's different, yeah. I mean, if you move, you're leaving behind friends and family, but, there's trade-offs.
Yeah,
so,
of course, yeah. But yeah, that's a cool... Congrats on the first year down in Australia, Milesh.
Down under. Please don't be eaten by a spider.
Yeah, I'm like... I haven't visited Australia before yet. Shani's got family there, and we've been meaning to go, but...
Australia.
Yeah, I'm just deathly scared of spiders. So, like, I don't know if I'd live there.
Australia will kill me.
Yeah. One of my best friends, Jerry, his sister went and studied there. Now she's staying there. And she really loves it there. So,
nice. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people end up moving to Australia because I think in terms of, I suppose, climate and culture
it's very
to some
similar.
degree, it's very similar. So, yeah.
That's cool. Thanks for emailing in, Milesh.
And thanks for listening. And we're glad that we can make
happy that
your adjustments a little easier. It's nice to
very
hear.
happy that you're still supporting us there. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I hope I've heard video games are very expensive there.
Do tell. Are they?
Yeah, $100 Australian dollars or something like that.
Oh shit, that's a lot. But isn't Australia also notorious for being very strict with some games? Is that still a thing?
There was that thing because Hotline Miami never released there, and then Hotline Miami got ported to Switch, and there was like this 6-hour period where it was available in Australia before it got banned. Yeah.
Wow.
It was really funny.
Jeez, like.
Yeah, they're still very thing with a lot of
stuff.
Extremely mature games. I feel like they've loosened up a little bit.
I think they have a little. I mean, I don't know.
You only hear of like really extreme examples, like Outlast and stuff like that. So, and Hotline Miami is like pretty fucking crazy. So, yeah.
It's cool. Thanks for the question.
If you want to send us questions at Checkpoint Chat on Twitter, DMs and mentions are open. checkpointchatpodcast@gmail.com if you want to email us, or facebook.com/checkpointchat. I feel very blocked. I feel like I'm going to be super nasally this whole episode.
That's mean always.
Nasally. I'm not imitating Matty. I'm just sick. So, yeah. This has been episode 66 of Checkpoint Chat.
Me?
Yeah, I actually could have spoken about Creature in the Well, but it's
next
fun.
week.
Next week, that game's good.
Yeah, if you guys like what you hear, don't be shy to leave us a like and subscribe. Just a rating on whatever platform you listen on. It just helps us reach it, like whether it's good or bad. Let us know. It's good for us to see.
Feedback.
And if you do love us, I mean, your rating helps us reach more people.
Exactly.
We should love to do. So,
exactly.
Yeah. From our deep dark corner in South Africa.
This has been cool. Next week we'll be maybe recording 2 episodes. I don't know, because I'm jetting off to India in a week.
Yes, this guy, jet setter. Look at you.
So excited for good food.
Never been to India. Lens has been to India.
I'm very, very excited. And going with people that go every year, so I think they know all the good spots.
All the good stuff.
We have a whole day. It was really funny. We have one day on our itinerary is just like visit the Taj Mahal. And one of the guys going with me is like, is that all we're doing today? And I'm like, have you seen how big it is? You could play the most epic game of hide and seek there ever.
That's all you're going to do the whole day. Hello.
Fuck yeah.
Jeez,
fuck yeah. I'm just going to hide somewhere for like 6 hours.
You're going to miss your flight home.
Yeah.
I'll come and record like...
Where's he? He's gone. But I'm super excited for that.
So, but we will probably miss a week after that. So there'll be an episode next week, one the week after, but there might not be one the following week.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
We'll confirm.
We'll communicate.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll communicate.
Via the appropriate channels.
Yes.
Don't call us, we'll call you.
Exactly. Cool. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.